Britain is set to start trade talks with the US next week, according to reports. Downing Street has reportedly agreed for negotiations to kick off on Wednesday despite the coronavirus crisis. Donald Trump is said to be desperate to reach a deal ahead of the U.S. presidential election in November. A source told The Sun, Number 10 gave the green light late this week for the talks to start. The process has been significantly speeded up. The talks will be carried out remotely while coronavirus travel restrictions are in place. The first round, which will last 2 weeks, will be held between International Trade Secretary Liz Truss and U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer. Boris Johnson is said to have put off trade talks with the U.S. until now due to ongoing negotiations with the EU. The UK is in a transition period with Brussels until the end of 2020 as the two sides thrash out a free trade agreement. The Prime Minister has repeatedly insisted he will not push back the deadline despite claims the timeframe is too tight. Mr. Trump promised to strike a massive trade deal with the UK after Mr. Johnson's general election victory in December. The US president said the agreement could be far bigger and more lucrative than any deal with the EU. He tweeted, "Congratulations to Boris Johnson on his great win." Britain and the United States will now be free to strike a massive new trade deal after Brexit. This deal has the potential to be far bigger and more lucrative than any deal that could be made with the EU. Celebrate Boris. Stumbling blocks in a trade deal between the UK and the US could include food standards and the NHS. Mr. Trump sparked a backlash during his state visit last year when he suggested the health service could be on the table in an agreement. But the US president later rode back on the comments.